Alright, yeah, what's going on, everybody? First things first, let me get some stuff out of the way first, probably say mostly stuff in this video that's probably shit that you're already thinking about, so not really gonna be talking about anything new here in this video, probably, just saying. This video will probably be very boring to most of you guys. No, I don't know, maybe not, It's just a feeling I have. So, that being said, if you're gonna listen to my bitch ass in this video, then, I suggest doing so while doing something else, just kind of have me in the background, I guess, Don't let me interrupt you too much, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna be talking about games and shit, really, the usual stuff. Like right now during this video that I'm making right now as I speak, I'm gonna be trying to crack open this fucking N64 controller and put in this motherfucker right here. This what do you call it? This GameCube analog adapter. Hopefully it's not a piece of shit. Hopefully it works good, but yeah, there it is. I don't know. So I'll fuck with it and figure it out. Damn, I just noticed I need to cut my nails. Good God. Acting like a slob over here. Alright, what was I talking about? Yeah, so I'm going to be trying to do that. I don't know exactly what I'm doing, and I probably should have watched a video, but I'm a jackass, so I guess I'm just going to take a crack at this sucker here and try to open it up. It can't be that hard. It's just some screws, right? Also, I bought these controllers used a year ago, and they've just been laying around this whole time, so I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. But whatever. I was meaning to get around to it one of these days, and I guess I'll finally get around to it right now. What was I talking about, though? I'm not making you watch these stupid videos, so if you think this video is dumb already, then yeah, maybe you should go. I don't know. I don't want to pull a Joe Biden, though, and be like, hey, go watch someone else's video, damn it. Like, I don't want to be a dick. Just fucking around. But yeah, I just mainly do these videos to vent and, let off some steam and all that shit, and just to sort of communicate my feelings a tad bit to the world, I guess, sort of, kind of, not really, whatever, right? But anyway, in my last video, I put timestamps. It was kind of a pain in the ass to go through my video and set all that up, and I kind of felt like it was wasting my fucking time, you know what I mean? So maybe I'm just lazy, I don't know. So Jimmy, yeah, sorry, I don't think I'll do that in this video. Yeah, man, I would, but I'm just too lazy, and I don't care. Sorry, but yeah, well, lazy in my opinion, of course, Some people say I'm a workaholic, so kind of depends on how you look at it. But not gonna lie, I have worked close to 80-hour weeks sometimes, so that might explain a lot. But yeah, I don't think it's healthy to work that amount of hours, and 80 hours a week-ish. Like, I think that's kind of fucked up, and I've probably done that too much, but at the same time, you gotta work, right? You gotta make that money. Oh, man, yeah. Yeah, you guys check out my guitars here. Pretty sweet, right? I got a Black Falcon Gretsch, and I got a fucking Heritage Les Paul. Pretty badass. Gold top. yeah, pretty sick guitars. You know me, I'm fucking obsessed with guitars because I'm fucking nuts. But yeah, just wanted to show those off. Thought you guys might think they looked cool. I think they look fucking sick. What was I talking about? I got distracted by these sick-ass guitars that I own. Sorry, it's a problem I have. Right, I was talking about stuff that I feel bad about, right. I got to apologize again for being a bitter piece of shit for the longest time. Just about 2 years ago, I was the kind of person who yelled and argued at pretty much anybody who I didn't agree with, which of course isn't always fair, even over like stupid ass small shit like tastes in video games and stuff. I was childish and honestly, I was doing that shit when I like just turned 30, so there was no really excuse for my behavior other than me just being a stupid asshole, And that kind of behavior is really annoying, so I'm sorry about doing that. I know it's getting old seeing me say sorry for that kind of behavior for the millionth time, but it's my fucking channel. I'll say whatever the fuck I want. Sorry for being repetitive, but I really do feel bad about, that behavior that I engaged in a couple of years ago. So, yeah, basically, if you like a game that I don't, that doesn't give me the right to insult you, really. Well, I guess I could, but, I'd look like an asshole is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, come on, that's an asshole thing to do, because let's get real, everybody's different, right? Folks have their own tastes, their own opinions, their own ways of doing things. That's a thing, of course it is. So much of society is different from one another, So I've stopped trying to be a dick to people who like stuff that I don't like, It's not always necessarily a bad thing, as long as they're not hurting anybody really, then what's the big deal, of course, right? So I just wanted to say that usual stuff. And it's just when it comes to like dirty, scamish microtransaction stuff that shows up in gaming, that's when I have a real problem, Some of that stuff is way too greedy, and I think it needs to be called out to warn, people, And I know what I just said might trigger some folks, but I can't help it. I have to badmouth the wallet raping when I see it, or at least point out the stuff that feels overpriced to the average Joe, Like, the average Joe should be able to play badass video games and shouldn't feel pressured to spend too fucking much money, Anyway, I was going to say, though, if I offend anyone in this video or in the future, sorry, or I'm kind of sorry. I don't know. It depends on the situation. But, I'm just saying, like, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. And in this video, I, of course, will probably get a few things wrong and probably will, because I'm just sort of talking off the cuff here. And, it's whatever. But, I don't want you... what I mean is, like, I want you guys to know that I'm trying to be a better person and all that. I think we're all trying to, though, But, at the same time, I understand it's not easy, like, not all the time. I mean, you guys are aware of the saying, you can't make everyone happy, right? That's a thing, so, sometimes you piss some people off, and you don't really mean to, and life is kind of complicated and all that shit, right? So, I guess all I'm saying is try your best, and, life is complex. We go through a lot of crazy emotions, and, it's hard to keep up with all the craziness that goes down a lot of the time, like right now, for example, with this crazy pandemic shit, But, what do you want? That's this joke of a thing that we call life, isn't it? I mean, just go with the flow, I guess. Blah, blah, blah. All that philosophical mumbo-jumbo crapola. Anyway, there's plenty of examples of what I'm trying to say here. Stuff like, have you ever been, like, talking about something? I don't know, and you're not even really paying attention, and then you kind of slip of the tongue, and you're not really thinking about other people's feelings, maybe, I guess, and you're just getting a little carried away sometimes, and you might say some offensive ass shit, right? And then you get called out on it, and of course you have, right? I mean, right? Hasn't everybody run into a similar situation where you said something that pissed somebody off and they got upset with you, right? I mean, come on, it's pretty much happened to everybody, right? But when you think about it, when you actually talk to that person who's upset with you, that's what really matters. And most of the time, whenever you do that, you both of you guys can kind of chill out and come to an understanding, and kind of learn from each other a little bit, and it feels kind of good, and maybe like for example, I'll say something like, I really hate what so and so is doing, blah blah blah. But once you actually talk to that person, well, not all the time, but a lot of the time, you end up getting along. You find out that you got a lot of things in common with that person, maybe. So, like I said, it's kind of, when you do stuff like that, you can reverse the tension. You can calm things down a little bit. And there's no need to get super angry about that kind of shit. I know it's easy to get mad in this world. We got a lot of fucked up shit going on sometimes, but still, we got to try our hardest to keep our cool, right? And that especially goes for the alt-right out there. The bunch of losers who like to annoy people and then make fun of them for getting upset, but then eventually go on to be mass shooters or suicidal or something like that. It's funny how they seem to be the most angry people out there, but whatever. There's a lot of fucked up shit in this world, unfortunately, right? Speaking of fucked up shit, I'd like to make another apology, unfortunately. Sorry, I had to get a drink real quick. I was going to say, in my last video, I could have sworn I said something about how I thought the beginning of 2020 would be pretty awesome, and that the end of 2020 would be terrible. So that's what I said in my last video, and yeah, gee whiz, fiddlesticks, oh boy, oh dear, oh hamburgers. I was way off, actually. Yeah. So far, we've almost gotten into World War III due to dog shit leadership around the world, basically. We're seeing election corruption on a massive scale in regards to Bernie Sanders right now. They're treating him super unfairly, and of course they are, and it's totally fucked up. So we're seeing that kind of election corruption on a massive scale right now, and it's pretty fucking crazy. I'm in Texas, I would know. Yeah, there's some kind of super virus out there that's spreading faster than it should because our leadership is ass in a lot of countries, like China, America, oh boy, Italy is pretty bad right now. My God. Fucking. So yeah, this year started off pretty fucking bad, and yeah, we're not even a quarter into the year so far. So, oh boy. Now, to be fair, I was talking about the gaming world in particular. How the year would go in regards to good games coming out was kind of what I was going for. But, this virus is, it's fucking that up too, Like many gaming events, release dates, that shit's been delayed. Some of it canceled, Fuck. E3's been fucking canceled, like... E3 kind of sucks my shit, but, it was pretty crazy when you think about it. Because, to be honest, sadly, the well-being of gaming's future is heavily tied to E3 in a lot of ways, so, oh boy, just saying, it's kind of a thing to think about. if you're a gamer. And what else was I saying? Our world leaders. Man, I haven't even started on opening this controller. I'm trying to concentrate here, but on what I wanted to say in this video. I always have like my brain just going bleh, not knowing what to do. So the older I get, like the harder it is to remember stuff. Oh boy, I'm already all over the place in life. Too much. What was I talking about though? This controller is actually coming apart pretty easily. It's almost coming apart pretty like easier than a 360 controller. That's pretty cool. I like these things being easy to take apart. Convenient. Well made. The Japanese do good work. Yes, they do. Alright. That Gretsch guitar right there, that's made in Japan, actually. Yeah, I'm telling you, Gretsch guitars from Japan these days, fucking fabulous. You can't really go wrong with anything from Streamliners to Electromatics to Tennessee Rose, Country Club, Country Gentleman, the fucking Broadcasters, you know, what's that one called? Oh yeah, of course the Falcons, you know, those Penguins, the Jets. Those are all badass fucking guitars, man. I'll tell you right now. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, our world leaders are assholes and they don't care about the middle class and the poor, so they're handling this virus like dog shit, you know. Except for South Korea. Motherfuckers in South Korea, they're handling this properly, man. They test close to like, what is it, like 15,000 people a day, somewhere around there, 10,000 to 15,000 a day for the virus in South Korea. But here in North America, we haven't even tested that many people this entire fucking time that this epidemic has been going on, you know? Or at least close to it, it's something like that. You know, we just got to admit, in America, the healthcare system kind of blows, you know, in this country. Like, you got to admit, Bernie Sanders, he must be secretly, like, thinking, you know, I'm telling you fuckers, we need Medicare for all. You know, like, oh boy. Sorry, I needed a drink. Yeah, speaking of Bernie Sanders, it looks like my sad prediction, though, that I made in my last video is coming to be accurate. I assumed he'd get fucked over by the DNC, and yeah, that's showing to be very true. And, you know, like I said, man, I live in Texas. I saw the voter suppression, you know, like, shutting down voting booths early, you know, and we all saw shady shit that was going down in Iowa, you know. Like, it's bad enough the DNC gets to change the rules whenever they want, you know. It's like, wow, you know, this whole process is corrupt and unfair, you know. The whole thing with Bloomberg entering the race, Jesus Christ, what is that? You know, and of course the corporate news world is run by rich assholes who want to suppress the voice of the poor and the middle class. You know, that doesn't help, you know. They brainwash people into kissing, you know, the rich on the ass, you know. It's really fucked up, honestly. We can't just have a simple, you know, like little system where whoever gets the most votes wins, you know. Like duh, we should have that, you know. But, you know, we don't have that because they don't want you to vote, you know. They want you to be a slave, basically. A slave to this system of runaway capitalism, basically. That's basically what's going on. And, you know, lucky for me, I have a decent job, so I'm kind of benefiting from capitalism, you know. But, you know, I'm still aware that it's, you know, a problem in a lot of people's lives, of course. You know, I'm kind of lucky. I'm not a 1%er. I'm more like a 10%er, you know, like, so, you know, I can see that it's going to destroy society in a large way, capitalism getting out of control. So, you know, kind of our shaky, unstable way of running society, to have the super rich people do whatever they want, Yeah, so I'm just one of the lucky people who can live in capitalism okay, but, a lot of people can't, capitalism is a very luck-based thing too, like, it's not really fair, And a lot of idiots like to argue that capitalism is great, like I saw some gamers, they they were telling me that like many games wouldn't exist if it weren't for capitalism, and I don't really think that's something you can prove outright, not all the time, I think that's kind of a simplistic thing to say. I think, like, I mean, come on, we've had art way before capitalism was instituted into our societies heavily. Come on. And many indie games and mods are created from people who aren't looking for a profit, but they just want to throw something fun out there for fun. I don't give a fuck, you've done stuff like that before in your life. Done nice things for people without expecting anything in return, just trying to be nice and helpful, Like, people do stuff like that a lot. There's no profit incentive behind it a lot of the time. No massive corporation behind it. Yeah. A lot of games would be fine, so capitalism or not, I don't know what the fuck these morons are talking about, but there's always ways of life today that are in action today, actually, that are not really capitalist, but rather socialist, like Social Security, Medicaid, charities and stuff, like, if you're going to sit there and tell me that video games are not art, then you're kind of a jackass who's wrong in a lot of ways. But anyway, I can already tell that I'm probably going to be offending somebody right now. Somebody who probably blindly supports the president no matter what, shrimp. Maybe somebody who supports corporate dicks that are fucking them right in the ass, and they don't even know it because they're being stupid. Maybe somebody who's a 1%er asshole right now is watching this video. I doubt it. But if that were happening right now, he'd probably think that I'm a fucking dickhead, and he loves capitalism because he stands to benefit from the system the most, while the rest of us get fucked over, that kind of a thing. So, the kind of person who knows that they're evil and wrong, but because they're so greedy, they lie in bad faith and defend capitalism and stuff like that, and make up lies about all sorts of societies and just kind of muddy the waters because they're shitty people. Capitalism has basically turned them into tools for a corrupt system that we sadly live in today. Like we're all kind of victims when you think about it. It's a circle of bullshit. If you want to get a better idea of what I'm talking about, go see that movie, that Oscar movie, Parasite, that Korean film. It shows the reality of what capitalism has done, and it's basically the poor always want to overthrow the rich, and the rich want the poor to be fucked over and used as basically slaves, and they're constantly at each other's throats, and nobody's ever happy, and we're always just pissed at each other, and no one's really getting along, You see why capitalism can kind of suck, just saying, capitalism often has society at each other's throats instead of working together, And it's depressing, but it's true, Only fools don't understand this, basically, but it's the truth, okay? Capitalism is how the world operates for the most part, sadly. That being said, the rich are still mostly to blame for this. Sorry, rich assholes. They do have most of the power, after all. then, of course, the blind, submissive slave types that kiss the asses of billionaires, they suck too, but you kind of feel a little bad for them because, everybody's got to eat, we got to work, But, if you're one of these people, whether you're one of the worst ones or one of the least bad ones, fuck you. Sorry. But you guys are a problem. Like, I'm sorry, mass stupidity from a lot of you losers is why mass shootings happen. Climate change denial is a thing. Crazy religious people is a thing because of you guys, Like, a lot of you guys spawn a lot of hatred and stupidity, and just saying, you guys are a big fucking problem. It's funny, I saw some MAGA hat-wearing old fart boomer types out there, right, denying that this virus we're going through even exists. Like, maybe the human race does deserve to be ended this year. Maybe. Kind of makes you feel that way when you see people like that, right? But, yeah, one of them said, they tried to compare Trump to Hitler, so they'll say anything. It's all fake news, and you shouldn't listen to them, Like, they'll say stuff like that, and... Jesus Christ. My guy. Oh, man. And it's kind of scary, because it's like, you're like, kind of old, Like, if you get the virus, you're more likely to get toasted by it, bro. Like, simmer down, you old geezer, Crazy, mean old bastard, chill the fuck out. But, what was I saying? My response to that Hitler comparison, there's the cages thing, just saying. Jesus Christ, man. So, yeah, some of these morons, they're insane as fuck, like, just totally out of it, living in their own world. To be fair, though, I think we all kind of live in our own little bubble world thing, right, to a degree, but man, oh man, some people, come on, let's get real. Like, they're in some thick-ass fucking bubbles, some of these people. Come on, just admit it. Some of these bitches, I swear to God, are in one thick-ass fucking bubble. But whatever, let's talk about the totally not real virus, shall we? Right? Apparently, it's like the flu, so when you first get it, you start having some nasty dry cough a little bit, and then once it kind of kicks in, you got, liquid diarrhea shit out of your ass uncontrollably for the next few days. You might find yourself shitting yourself about 5 to 8 times a day. It can happen, You might get the chills and high sensitive skin, you might even crap your undies before you can make it to the can. I know from personal experience. And puking is also a thing. This one time, right, I had to puke really fucking bad, right? But I waited like too long, and I ended up getting up, and I couldn't make it in time, so I started puking while walking to the bathroom, right? But I had this stand-up fan, right, that was by the door that led to the bathroom, and it was in the way, kind of, and I had to walk past it. So while I was walking past it, I puked into the fan, and the puke from my mouth hit the fan blades and flinged it all over me and other places in the room, and it was really fucking gross. And so that's a thing that you guys know now that happened. And, just warning you guys that if you ever get into a situation like that, try to stop it before it actually gets to that point. Because that was really disgusting and really bad and kind of something that I don't talk about. But I don't know, whatever. The end of the world is happening this year, maybe. So, fuck it. Anyway, I was going to say, what sucks for me is I live in Texas and San Antonio, and this time of year it's getting hotter, and the oak pollen is a big thing, and that's coming in, and, I have allergic reactions kind of easily to this stuff, so I might be coughing a little bit, you know. A few days ago, I was coughing a lot more, you know, a little more sickly about a week ago. But anyway, so, like, it might seem like I have the coronavirus, but no, it's just allergies. But, you know, that shit makes me fucking paranoid. And so you start being a little more clean, you know, which is a good thing, you know, not necessarily a bad thing. And you might start wearing masks and gloves more, and, you know, maybe it's a good idea to be a little sanitary, but, you know, it's also, it feels weird, you know, it feels like you're being paranoid, and, you know, it's, you know, like, I take walks to exercise, and sometimes I'll be walking and there's other people that walk by and drive by and stuff, and, you know, I don't want to be wearing a mask and having people look at me like, what's up with the masked weirdo, you know? It's like, fucking, the allergies, that horrible virus. You know, like, so anyway, in my state, the virus isn't that bad. Like, in Texas, there's been, like, 100 cases of the coronavirus or something like that. But, you know, it's, you know, kind of frightening, and I don't know, man. I don't blame people for being too paranoid, but I just wish people would be more understanding, you know, like, you know, people are scared. I'm a little scared. You see about this virus shit all the time. It starts to, you know, maybe you're not completely sure how bad it really is, and maybe it's not so bad in that part of the world that you live in yet, and if that's the case, then, you know, good for you. You're luckier than most people, I guess, but for now, you know, just hang in there and be cool to each other and stuff. Try your best, you know, like, shit. Anyway, if you're over 50 or you have a history of weak respiratory issues, then this is, you know, a very serious thing for you, maybe. It might actually kill you if you're one of these people. There's still a low chance, but, you know, like, it's a thing. And even if you're nowhere close to 50, and you still have a strong immune system, then there's still a chance that you might cough a little too hard while sick with this thing and give yourself some form of permanent lung damage. So even if you're a healthy person, you do not want to get this thing. It might fuck you up. And even still, it's just nice to be somebody who's sanitary, who's not trying to transfer this disease around like an asshole, right? I mean, so yes, it's like the flu, but it's kind of worse in a lot of ways. So if you think you have the symptoms, just remember it's like fever, hot forehead, you know, dry cough, you know, kind of nasty cough, the chills a little bit, you know, like bright lights and, you know, sensitive skin kind of bugs you, you know. If that starts happening, just in case you're paranoid, you know, look out for those signs. If you start experiencing those signs, like kind of like cold sweats can sometimes happen, you know, then maybe you got a problem. Maybe it's just a regular flu. Maybe you know, it's allergies bugging you, you know, but maybe it's also the horrible fucking virus. So, you know, just keep an eye out for those signs. And yeah, of course, those cocksucking leaders in China, they told us that at first that this flu thing that was going down was no fucking big deal, and they had it under control. And oh, my ass, it turns out that their leadership is full of it. And of course it is, because they're assholes over there. We have leadership that are assholes too, and that Bolsonaro guy is an asshole, North Korea is an asshole, Turkey is an asshole, Philippines asshole. You know, like, we got a lot of asshole leaders out there right now. It sucks. And they're so useless in these kinds of situations. Oh my goodness, like, my goodness. If the world had better leaders, you know, they'd be putting a stop to this virus spreading. They do a better job at keeping it from spreading, you know, but we got a lot of far-right dictator types, you know, in charge in so many places, you know. Fucking Trump, Putin, North Korea, England, Turkey, Philippines, Winnie the Pooh over there in China, he'll probably kill me now because I made that joke about him because he's a dickhead. Just kidding. It's a joke. Winnie the Pooh. My goodness. Even so many of these so-called left-leaning people of the world, a lot of them, like the president of France and Canada, they're actually pretty right-leaning, honestly. And fuck them, you know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ. I heard they call Macron Trump light. Yeah, that's interesting. And I know the president of Canada, Trudeau, like that sucks about his wife getting sick, but man, he loves the war weapons and the drilling and stuff. He's kind of a dickhead. So yeah, this is quite fucked, and we might not get a vaccine for this shit until like fucking next year. So for now, we're basically on our own. So stay away from other people who try to be just try to be really clean, basically. Stay away from crowds, But hey, that's easier said than done, right? We gotta work. We gotta keep our sanity. We can't just hide in a fucking box like in Metal Gear Solid, No, we can't just do stuff like that until this whole thing blows over, okay? Like, that's not how it goes. So, yeah, I get it. Shit's weak, right? So, yeah, just hang in there, everybody. Bill Gates, he once said that his biggest worry was that a virus would come along and wipe us all out. And, I think he's a pretty smart guy, actually, in a lot of ways. And I think that it's entirely possible for something like that to happen. And we're kind of sort of seeing that with that coronavirus there. It's just a smaller scale kind of thing. Could you imagine if it was a much more contagious and more horrifying virus that was more likely to kill you? And can you imagine, like, ooh, that might be really fucking bad. What if it was a virus that, like, killed almost everyone that it got into contact with? Like, think about that. That would be really shitty. So, but in regards to Bill Gates, yeah, I agree, Bill. Here's a thought, you fucking dickhead. Why don't you and your few billionaire boyfriends over there, why don't you guys get together in a little fucking circle jerk and pool your money together and solve these fucking problems, you asshole billionaire types out there, you guys might be called human beings for once if you did something like that. People might actually, think of you guys as actual humans. Just a thought, So anyway, one silver lining about this fucked up virus bullshit, fucking virus, my god, is that it proves that Medicare for All is more important than we thought, and that many lefty types and right-winger types are putting their petty differences aside and kind of noticing the real enemy here, the rich. Remember, folks, it's not so much a fight between the left and the right, okay? It's ultimately poor and middle class versus the rich, okay? That's the real fight, and that's what's always been the real fight, basically. So never forget that. There needs to be better balance, is what I'm saying. More equal treatment, better treatment, And without that, we don't live peacefully, And when I say balance, I'm talking about real balance, okay? Not that kind of Thanos balance, if you know what I mean. Like, that dude was a lying asshole who wanted to be king of the universe. Let's get real. That's what he was doing, that dickhead. Anyway, about Bernie Sanders, he's losing, right? But it's not totally over yet. He might win. It's unlikely, but there is still a chance. You don't really know, it seems pretty low. I'm with Noam Chomsky on this. I don't think Bernie really has much of a chance, unfortunately. I know some folks are saying that Bernie has already lost, and like it's a fact, and that's just silly talk. The truth is, we don't know what could happen, okay? That's the honest truth. Like, nothing bugs me more than somebody who acts like they can predict the future. They're just so fucking good at this, like it's some kind of skill that they're like Professor X or something. Like, please. Now I know I used to be one of these pricks. I would say stuff like, oh, Halo Infinite is going to suck ass, instead of saying things like, hey guys, I think Halo Infinite is going to suck ass. See, big difference there. Sometimes I would just kind of joke, like I was like this fact machine that couldn't be argued with or something like that. But no, the truth is we don't know. Halo Infinite, it'll probably suck. I don't know. Things may change for the better. We'll see. I don't fucking know. And yeah, Bernie Sanders, he still has a chance at winning. I don't think he will, because the DNC are corrupt assholes, and there are still a lot of sheepish people out there, many of them who are not stupid, but just feel kind of hopeless, so it's complicated. But yeah, I know what I'm saying is that you should never act like you're sure about something unless you're actually 100% sure and you have evidence to back it up. If not, then just shut the fuck up. That's what I'm trying to say here. But yeah, I used to be like one of those people that acted like I knew everything, even stuff that hasn't even happened yet, even stuff that I was clearly a noob when it came to knowledge about. So, like, I don't know, I used to act like that a lot of the time, and I just got tired of looking stupid, so, I fucking stopped doing that. If you're guilty of this behavior too, then, please stop. Nobody likes an egomaniac, especially one that's wrong, And that behavior eventually leads to you being wrong, and then you just look like a stupid asshole, Come on. Who wants that? Nobody. So what I'm saying is, I think Bernie will lose. I think Halo Infinite will suck. I think that my next trip to the bathroom won't involve diarrhea. I don't know. See, I don't know these things. I just have assumptions that are basically opinions that will most likely be accurate given the evidence that I have before me, but there's still a chance of me being wrong, so don't look up to me as some sort of prophet, okay? That's all I'm saying. I like to think I'm usually right, but, like I said, I thought the start of this year would be A-okay, but, yeah, I was wrong. So, sorry about that. Yikes. So, yeah, that's some depressing shit I just talked about. Let me check the video recording feed. Damn. What was I talking about? Oh man, I finally put gold hardware on my green Strat, so. I don't know if you guys can hear it good. I think the audio kind of sucks balls, so sorry about that. Yeah, this thing's pretty sweet. Yeah, this is my green, my green Stratocaster. I put like gold hardware on it and crap. So it's kind of a Zelda looking Strat, which is pretty sick. Anyway, what am I talking about now? Oh yeah, the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yeah, let's talk about that shit. Let's talk about something that's not totally fucking depressing, right? Like dirty politics these days. My God, this year, right? Anyway, so let's talk about Final Fantasy VII, the remake. Yeah, I played the demo recently. I liked it for the most part. It brought back a lot of cool old school memories. It was nice, like a little nice experience that really made me feel like I was part of the game world. You know, the visuals, the sound effects, the music, the characters, voice acting. The writing felt mostly good for the most part. Some lines were kind of corny, you know, like there was this one part where a bad guy yells, you know, like "It's over," and Cloud, you know, and he's like, "That's my line," you know. I don't know. I thought that was kind of dumb, but whatever. Yeah, fuck it. The gameplay, you know, I'm getting a bit used to it. It's fine enough. I liked it. I thought it was fun once I got a little more used to it. I'm used to turn-based RPGs because I'm a bitch-ass boomer gamer, right? But, yeah, you can teach an old dog some new tricks. I was getting the hang of it. That's right. Yeah, so I was digging it all right, you know. But yeah, the gameplay, I'm still getting a little used to it, but whatever, it's cool. And what was I going to say? Seeing Barrett and Cloud, you know, their back and forth banter, that I liked a lot. I thought that was fun and engaging, you know. Um, yeah, but I also thought it was kind of interesting, you know, like you see that Biggs and Wedge and Jesse, they're all like young activist types. They're a little naive and a little stupid, but they mean well, you know, and they're fighting for a decent cause here, and it's pretty crazy. And yeah, you can tell that they fight for the everyday Joe against the corporate evil hive mind that's out to destroy the planet and all that, you know. And, you know, it's pretty cool. And then you got Barrett, who's a little older and smarter than the rest, you know. But you can tell that the world of big corporate has fucked Barrett over harder than most people in this group. You can tell that he's the most like distant and damaged individual in the beginning of the game. Like, yeah. Um, but yeah, his desire to stop the evil corporate world is a lot stronger than everybody else's here. And then you got Cloud, who kind of has his own dark problems, which of course gets explained and expanded upon later on in the game. But at the beginning of the game, he comes off as someone who's just sort of selfish and needs money, and he's only there for cash and doesn't really know these other people, you know, and he doesn't want anything to do with what they're doing. You know, he's just trying to get by, and he seems like he's been affected less harshly by the corporate world, you know, and he apparently was like a soldier at one point, so something, he's gone through some shit, but you get to learn about that later in the game, of course. This is just the beginning. But anyway, so yeah, a lot of the characters in this, their personalities differ a lot, and since they're in a dangerous situation in the beginning of the game, you know, their emotions come out and they fight amongst each other and stuff. There's a lot of bickering and panicking, and Cloud and Barrett in particular bitch at each other constantly, and they basically fucking hate each other. And I just thought they did a great job at making me convinced that Cloud and Barrett can't stand each other. And I thought it was fun. I liked it, you know. Um, so I hope they do this kind of detailed work in the rest of the game. Which brings me to the bad news, unfortunately. The rest of the game, we're still not sure what kind of wallet raping will take place. Not entirely, anyways. Like, word is the full game is sold in parts, so the game ultimately seems like it could easily cost more than $60. So that's kind of fucked up. Um, the question is, will this game actually be worth the money that they're asking when all is said and done, if there's DLC and shit, you know? Like these are things we want to know, motherfucking Square anus, you know? Like, we want to know. And maybe I'm just a jackass and I can look this stuff up and find out right now, but I don't know. I don't care that much. I'm patiently waiting, but I'm just telling you my experience with the fucking demo. But you know, I'm just super paranoid of wallet rapey bullshit in the gaming world, so this is what I'm interested in. What can I say? So maybe the game will be worth the value that they're putting on it? Maybe not. It's kind of hard to say. Like, I'm honestly okay with a little bit of wallet rapiness, but if there's too much wallet rapiness, that's when I draw the line, especially if it's like an endless pool of microtransactions. Like, that shit drives me nuts. I saw, though, that they're selling PS4 themes that come with this game, and I heard, I'm not sure if this is true, but you can only get some of these themes for your PS4 if you pre-order Final Fantasy VII, the remake, from certain locations, like GameStop or whatever. So I'm kind of against this bullshit, personally, and I think it's like the worst thing ever, but... Remember, guys, to me, the absolute worst and most unacceptable thing in gaming is like Halo 5 style microtransactions. These endless burn card pools of fucking burnt cards. You know, these what do you call them? I don't care about Halo 5. I forget what they call them. The fucking cards, and you use them in not invasion, Jesus. The Warzone microtransaction mode to give yourself unfair advantages from time to time. You know what I'm talking about. And once you use them, they're gone forever, and you don't get any more unless you grind like a dog or fucking pay actual real money, because fuck you. They're dicks. So when you see stuff like that, that's when I kind of feel like you got to put your foot down. Yeah, but it's bad enough when you got DLC that feels like it should have come with the game. It's bad enough when you got DLC that feels like it was overpriced. It's bad enough when you got a bunch of cosmetic crap here and there that cost $1, $2, $5 here and there. You know, like that stuff sucks and all, but if that stuff doesn't amount to too much more, like if it's still around 100, maybe 120, even that kind of sucks. But, you know, like I'm trying to be, frustrated. Trying to deal here, man. Fuck. Yeah, but, what am I trying to say here? Yeah, these burn cards, there's stuff that you just use once and then it's gone forever once you pay more money, that kind of thing. That's when I put my foot down and simply have nothing to do with that game, and other than maybe talk about it. They won't be getting any of my money for that game at that point, if it's that kind of a game. Like for example, if they end up making Halo Infinite not have that bullshit, that microtransaction, endless pool, kind of microtransaction system that like Halo Wars 2 and Halo 5 have, if it's similar to that, like that sucks. But if they actually don't have that kind of a thing in Halo Infinite, then I'll be more interested. But for now, I'm not very interested in Halo Infinite. It really, for now, I really don't give a crap. Seriously, they are still yet to sell me on Halo Infinite, and so far they're fucking failing. Anyway, why am I talking about that dumbass game? Let's talk about the Final Fantasy VII remake. Jesus. Yeah, so hopefully it doesn't have an endless pool of microtransactions like so many of these Call of Duty type games. You know what I mean? Seriously, fuck that shit. Their greed in those games knows no end. Fuck them, My God. If Final Fantasy VII costs more than it should, which is very likely given what we've been told so far, like I'll simply just wait for a price drop or something, But if it's like this endless pool of cash, easily suckering and expecting several hundred or several $1,000 out of customers, like fuck that. That's just pushing it, man. I saw something lame that was in the demo. I saw something lame, and I want to talk about that real quick. It's fairly minor, and I'm sure many of you guys are gonna call me overreacting just for bringing it up, but I'll say it anyways since it did bug me just a little bit. At the demo menu, it's highlighted in big flashy letters, start demo, right? So naturally, as a gamer with a controller in your fucking hand, you're gonna feel the need, to push the start button, right? Wrong. Turns out that if you push the start button, it sends you to the pre-order the game menu. Yeah. I just wanted to play the fucking demo. I didn't want to pre-order anything. So what the fuck is this? Turns out you need to push like X or O or whatever to actually start the demo. They don't tell you, but whatever. If you paid close attention, though, in the upper right-hand corner in small font, it tells you that if you push start, you can purchase the game or whatever. But who the fuck is looking at the corners during the main fucking menu? You know what I mean? And who the fuck can read that tiny-ass writing up there right away? Yeah? Just kind of funny. Like I said, it's not a big deal, but for a split second, it made me feel like I couldn't actually play the demo without pre-ordering first. And that felt a little wrong to me. That kind of felt like a bad way to rub the customer, to get me excited for this game. It almost felt like they cared a little more about money more than they did me having a good time playing this remake. I didn't like that. I'll give you another example. I remember when I first got Halo 4, and the default control scheme was Call of Duty controls. You know, left trigger to aim, to zoom in and aim. What the fuck is that? We don't do that in Halo, bro. Yeah. But yeah, it was left trigger instead of R3. What the fuck is that? And then L3 was sprint instead of crouch. What the fuck is that shit? The B button was crouch instead of melee. Like, the fuck is this? And yeah, sure, you could simply change the control scheme, right? But still, making the beloved Halo controls that felt mostly the same across all the Bungie Halo games all of the sudden have this Call of Duty feel to them in Halo 4. That massive change, dude. Jesus. And it's kind of a spit in the face of us old school Bungie Halo fans, like, anytime I would sign in a guest in Halo 4, I would have to constantly remember to change the controls because next to nobody wants to play Halo with Call of Duty style controls. Like, well, what the fuck are they thinking, It was quite telling that 343 was going for a Call of Duty audience, and I bet you they still are, And considering I really don't like Call of Duty, that kind of disappoints me, It's bad enough that Halo 4 had default sprint, care packages, and a bunch of other Call of Duty-like features, but whatever. Anyways, I really don't like it when games shamelessly try to get you to go along with whatever stupid-ass or annoying thing they're trying to pull when it's clearly something that tons of fans don't fucking want, but they do it anyway. It's like, oh, God. Like I said, though, these are not very big things to bitch about, so I know I sound kind of paranoid and overly upset, but you got to admit, I kind of have a point, and my point does show you what kind of mindsets are behind a lot of these games, and sadly, those mindsets can be very stupid or greedy. Beware of these signs, that's all I'm saying. But yeah, from what I know so far, from what I've experienced, I'm digging the Final Fantasy VII remake so far, and I hope it ultimately pans out nicely, or mostly nicely. I know my dumbass channel here is super anti-microtransactions, but I'm reasonable, I get that the cost of making games is a bit higher than usual in certain cases, and I get that folks need to eat and have to get paid and shit. So if Final Fantasy VII ultimately costs a little over $100, then I'm not going to be too pissed off about it. And like I said, patience rewards gamers. Price drops happen. Deals come along, I know it's a little hard to be patient out there right now, and there's a fucking shitty virus that might be the end of us all, but, remain calm. Last thing you need to do is panic. The toilet paper people are freaking out, and it's pretty ridiculous. But whatever. Just try to chill the fuck out, right? Could be worse, you know. Like I said, only games that pressure me into wasting like endless amounts of money that goes into close to the $500 or higher range, that sort of thing. If that's the case, then any game that goes there can just fuck off, you know. I'm trying to be a gamer here, fellas, not trying to be a fool who gets suckered. I know it's impossible to go through life without being suckered a little bit, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I saw some complaints about Cloud being unlikable and Tifa not having big enough boobs, of course, because of course. And I gotta say, like really, my guys, you're worried about that stupid shit. It's not even a real issue. Meanwhile, wallet rape bullshit could be on the horizon, but okay, that's where your priorities are right now. Okay. Man, I swear to God, gamer gating dude bros give gamers a bad name. You guys. She looks fine, okay? And Cloud is supposed to be a bit of a jerk at first, you know, and then he becomes more likable later and all that shit, alright? Plenty of game characters acted moody before and you still loved them, so can we just move on? Jesus fucking Christ. My God. And yes, the alt-right. I'm only being nice to Tifa because I secretly want to have sex with her because you guys believe that whenever a guy is nice to a lady, it means that we're perverts and all we want the lady for is for sex because that's what you guys think. You think that all guys are... Jesus Christ. The alt-right, I swear to God. They always got to make it weird. Anyway, so now I want to talk about the 3DS XL. I got another one modded. It's pretty badass. Check it out. I got it right here. Fucking sick. Yeah, man. Sick. 3DS, new 3DS XL modded by this one fucking dude who's pretty badass. Yeah, man. So I got another one done because I wanted one at home and I wanted one at work. So I would always have, like, for the most part, wherever I go, which is mostly home and work. So like 90% of the time, that's where I'm at. So because of that, I mean, these things are fucking awesome, dude. It's got like the whole Super Nintendo and regular Nintendo library and a bunch of 3DS games, which are pretty dope. And yeah, it's just such a kick-ass console, man. This is one of the most ultimate gaming things you could fucking own. I love this fucking thing. It's pretty badass. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm playing this stupid fucking X-Men game that sucks shit. No, it's not. It's not totally terrible, but it's not that great either. I'm stuck on this fucking Magneto dickweed. I'm playing as Gambit, and I'm getting my ass kind of handed to me here, but yeah, it's fun enough. It kind of plays like a fighting game, but it's like an adventure type experience. I don't know, it's okay. Not the greatest game. But, you know, I'm one of those assholes that when I start something, I like to finish it, so I'm working on it. But whatever, anyway, yeah, they're pretty badass, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. But I gotta say, though, getting your hands on one of these modded 3DS XLs and having it, like, modded good, like, that's not the easiest thing to have done, in my experience. I first ended up getting one of these new 3DS XLs just because, you know, I'm like a gigantic Ocarina of Time Zelda guy, right? So I got all these, and I got two at first. I was gonna like give one to a friend as a gift or whatever. So I got one for myself, and started playing Ocarina of Time on it. Got into it, enjoyed it, enjoyed a few other games on it. Not too bad. Had a nice little collection. But then I started looking into the mods, and I ended up buying another 3DS XL. That's one of the newer models on eBay for it was like about $230, and it was already modded and came with all these badass modding programs that give you like rapid fire, autosave whenever you want, custom controls like fast forwarding, adjust the frame rate and stuff like that, picture quality and stuff. Like any SNES game you want, is on it basically. Any Sega Genesis game, Like there's some glitches with a lot of these, unfortunately, but for the most part, I noticed it's mostly good, And yeah, so anyway, I ended up getting a few more made for a few friends of mine. I gave one to you, Jimmy. I wanted to get one to you too, Eric, but you respectfully declined my offer. But the offer still stands. In case you change your mind, I can get you one. But when it came to getting modded 3DS, oh my God, the name, new 3DS XL to be modded by shipping them out to modders so that they can mod them for me. That experience, it's been kind of rough. And apparently eBay and Nintendo, they like to crack down on people who do mods. And I've already seen like two modders be forced to take their listings down online and stuff, and they had to do business elsewhere. The last guy I worked with said that I was one of his last customers, and they canceled his ass, and he told me that I was lucky to show up when I did. So it's fucking lame, man. But yeah, I know modding. I know that it detracts from the money that hardworking game developers could use, and that is a bad thing. But then again, does EA need more money? No, fuck them. So what a conundrum, Oh well, it is what it is. All I'm saying is that it's fucking awesome to have a portable console like this that's got several thousand games on it, and easily hundreds at least a few hundred games that you would enjoy, and it's got like 6 to 8 consoles rolled into one. I swear to God, it's the entire NES collection, Super Nintendo collection, Genesis collection, Game Boy collection, Game Boy Color collection, Game Boy Advance collection, DS and 3DS, and new 3DS titles. Yeah. So what is that, like 6, 7, 8, 9? I lost count. Crazy shit. And they have a few independent games and a few weird modded games thrown in there, and a few Japanese titles that you wouldn't normally find. And they don't have the entire library sometimes. Sometimes the modders will leave out one or two or whatever. No modder is perfect, you know what I mean? But yeah, what was I saying? But yeah, it's fucking awesome, and I love it. I'm impressed by it. Some nights after work, I'm a little too tired to play games, so I'll just kind of lay on my side playing the old 3DS and kind of just play a little bit until I pass out. It's comfortable, it's convenient, it's awesome, and it's a shame the 3DS isn't capable of modding onto it Nintendo 64 and PlayStation games. I remember I talked to a modder about that, and he said that it can be done, but the controls and aspect ratio or something like that make it kind of look and play like dog shit. So he said you can't really do it good, but maybe one day, maybe. Yeah, which brings me to my new custom Nintendo 64 HDMI Ultra that I got recently. I acquired it in a bid that I won, and it was pretty expensive, and the dude was giving out controllers and an EverDrive, so it was kind of worth it in my opinion. Pretty expensive though, but it's a real shame that Nintendo hasn't given us their own way to play N64 games in HD that's worthwhile. there was the Wii U Virtual Console, but they didn't do like a lot of N64 games on it, unfortunately, and kind of fucked us over. So, they suck like that. What do you want? Kind of forced to go the Ultra HDMI route, and I don't know. As long as you get the picture to look good enough, then that's fine. But yeah, this is one of the best ways to play the N64 right now. So I'm just glad I got it on a good deal. And as far as these N64 Ultra HDMIs go, like I talked to the guy who does them a little while ago, and really nice guy, really helpful. He walked me through the process, and yeah, he told me that it's quite a bitch to do, like a lot of soldering work. So it makes sense that he charges a lot for this kind of work. Right now, he's apparently busy on making a newer version that's supposed to be better than ever. So that's great, I can't wait to see what he comes up with if he doesn't die by the virus or whatever. But yeah, if all goes well, I might send him my old Nintendo 64 to see what he can do with it. But yeah, I've been messing with the N64 Ultra, and yeah, it's pretty sick. Got the, hold on, I need a drink, hold on. I got the, what do you call it, the EverDrive on the thing, and apparently this HDMI N64 I have and this EverDrive in particular are unfortunately not the latest models. It's like the 2.5 model EverDrive, and it's the like 7.8 model, I think, of the Nintendo 64 Ultra here. But what was I saying? I'm trying to pull it out here. Goddamn thing. There we go. Yeah, here, guys. You guys can see. Pretty dope. Pretty badass. Shiny. It's all black and sparkly and crap, and it lights up like green and white when you turn it on and shit. And yeah, it's just totally fucking sick. Totally badass. I know. I couldn't resist. I had to get it. I have a problem. But yeah, it's fucking awesome. I was playing Duke Nukem 0 Hour. That stupid fucking game. So yeah, you can play all kinds of goofy shit on that N64. And yeah, the controls and frame rate aren't the greatest. But they're still fun old games. And it has like a Game Shark feature you can enable. And there's websites you can look up for the codes, and a lot of them work, man. So you can have a lot of fun with this thing. I remember a lot of fun co-op games on the N64. All the Mario parties, Mario Kart, Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, Smash Brothers, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Conker's Bad Fur Day. There were like these Battle Tanks games. There were some wrestling games. There were some Bomberman games. Turok wasn't too shabby. I think that about covers it. And a few other ones. Yeah, N64 was the partying motherfuckers console, That shit was fucking fun. And it's still fun. You just need a decent system to run it on the modern TVs of today. And I got one, and it kicks ass. I love this fucking thing. My only problem is there's so many games that I don't know which ones to play, But yeah, I got these GameCube analogs, so trying to set those in motion. Hopefully they work out good. I hope. Speaking of which, when you're shopping for gaming accessories, be careful, There's a lot of third-party knockoffs out there that suck balls. So, like, if you find brand new 360 controllers for, like, less than $20 or something, like, I can almost 100% guarantee that you'll be fucking scammed. So, don't fall for that shit, Let's see, let me look. Xbox 360 controllers. Cool, let's look. Video game control. $15 Microsoft Xbox 360 style controller. How can these be real? You know? I think you'd be better off buying a used controller. Jesus. Yikes. Fucking, that's something us gamers have to struggle with, right? Controllers breaking. If you're a hardcore gamer, you've probably experienced controllers breaking like over a dozen times. But anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, watch out for scams. Don't be a dumbass. One time I fell for some scams. So, yeah. I still want to get a Switch because it's the only way to play Mario Odyssey. But getting a new console just for one fucking game and kind of blows. So I think I'll wait. And I'm also still waiting for a newer and more powerful Nintendo Switch console. Nintendo says they won't make something like that this year, but they could be lying. They lied last year. Last year they said there'd be no new versions, and then bam, Switch Mini shows up for $200. They announced it around September and released it right before December, if I remember correctly. Pardon me if I'm a tad bit inaccurate on those details, but I remember it going down that way, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's fucking lame, guys. I saw a poll, and the poll said, which game will come out first, Breath of the Wild 2 or Metroid Prime 4? And most folks, by a long shot, were saying Breath of the Wild 2, you know? And it's like, holy dog shit, what the fuck, Metroid, you know? Like, will we ever get a full-fledged badass Metroid game anytime soon? Seriously, I mean, in 2009, that was the Metroid Prime 3, and that one, I haven't fully played it myself, but it's not too shabby. But it's been over 10 years, and we've had some decent modded indie stuff for Metroid, and a decent remake on the new 3DS for Metroid 2. But other than that, Metroid's been pretty shit. You know, I really want the Switch to have a handful of badass exclusives, but you know, like that would get me to buy one so easily. So I'm still waiting, you know, but it's fucking lame, right? Like the Switch in 2017 gave us a badass Zelda that you can also get on the Wii U, but they also gave us a great Mario game, Mario Odyssey. So it was a pretty sick year for the Switch, but after that, there hasn't been much that's gotten me too excited, honestly. Um, there was a Smash game that's still not quite as epic as the first two Smash titles. The paintball game is kind of dumb. I'm not a big fan of that one, whatever that thing's called. What is that one called? Like Squid Blasters? I don't know. A bunch of remastered titles like Hyrule Warriors and Mario Kart. You know, some weak versions of Kirby, Yoshi, and Mario Party. Okay, maybe I was being mean. Maybe they're not weak. They're just kind of okay. You know, not nothing too special, but not really. Whatever, you know. And then there was that Link's Awakening remake thing, which is pretty cool in a lot of ways, but still not exactly on the same level as like the Resident Evil 2 remake. Now that was fucking like really cool. Just saying. So far the Switch after 2017 has been pretty dog shit in my opinion. And after hearing about how dog shit their online, their virtual console experience, some of the hardware and software problems, some of the lag and drifting analogs on the controllers, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, God damn it, like, I'm scared to get one, you know? Also, I've learned that in the modding world, they're kind of pissed off at the Switch. Apparently, Nintendo made it hard for Switches to get hacked. And when they found out people were hacking them, they started releasing newer versions of the Switch that weren't upgraded, but are just harder to hack. Like, thanks, assholes. So, you know, you know how I feel about hacking. Anyway, you guys, I swear to God, Nintendo, I love many of your games. But in so many other ways, you guys lick balls, I swear to God. Your legal team over there at Nintendo, you guys can lick fucking pig bunghole. Seriously. Anyway, let's talk about the Shitbox One, you know? I kind of want to get a Shitbox One. I kind of do. I kind of do, actually. I know I talk a lot of shit about the Shitbox One. More than a lot of people, probably. And, but I have heard that Reach on the MCC runs great and keeps getting better and looks good. And I heard some shit sucks, like the unlocking the armor. Apparently they changed that for the worst. So that's lame. But other than that, 343 is doing a decent job there in a lot of ways. So I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of interested. Here's the thing, though. Am I really going to spend $400 to $500 on an Xbox One X and an extra controller for my brother to play with me and a copy of the game, you know, like just so I can play Halo Reach in slightly better frame rate and visuals than on 360? Like, am I really going to do that? I don't think so. Like, sorry, Microsoft, but you got to do more to sell me on this shit. You know, like, my goodness. Halo 5 and Gears 4 and Gears 5 are pretty dog shit, you know, like Fable hasn't done jack shit this Xbox generation. Halo Wars 2, nobody gives a fuck. Like, where the fuck are the must-have exclusive Xbox One titles, you know? It's like, you fucking assholes really don't have anything like that, do ya? You did with, you know, the regular Xbox and the 360 to a degree, but with the Xbox One, I'm not really feeling that, especially because you can play a lot of Xbox One shit on PC, you know? So here's to hoping they don't fuck up the Xbox Scarlet or Xbox X or whatever the fuck they're calling it. Whatever dumbass name they're giving it. Like, let's hope they don't fuck that up. So as much as I would like to play Reach on the MCC just to see a much smoother frame rate and see how it runs, I am interested in that, but I'm not dropping that much cashish just for one fucking game, you know. Besides, I'm not too picky. I'm fine with Reach on the 360. That's just fine to me. I played some Firefight the other day on the 360 with my bro. Tons of fun. I shot like flaming Warthog wreckage with the Spartan laser, and the wreckage flew and splattered a couple of brutes and crushed them, you know, and it was hilarious, and it's the kind of stuff that keeps me coming back to Halo, you know? And I would have recorded it and shown you guys, but, you know, my PVR on my 360 has died. Maybe I should get a new one. Maybe not. I don't really care. But yeah, that's how I feel about Xbox right now. PS5 has me a bit worried. One of its exclusives is called Godfall. Fucking horrible name. Reminds me of that dog shit franchise Titanfall or Titanfall. Oh, and before you idiot gamer types out there get on my ass, it's Call of Duty with robots and lame-ass wall running, okay? Sorry if you're into that, but it's nothing special, okay? The first game was this online-only joke filled with microtransactions, if I remember correctly. The first one was, the first one was pretty shit, and the second one was a little better, but still a shitty wallet-raping EA bro shooter title that doesn't offer much. Only fools give games like that massive praise. Sorry, but it's true. Just because Tittyfail is, you know, isn't the worst offender of online-only bro shooter microtransaction wallet rape type games, doesn't make it great either, okay? Just saying. I would give the Titanfall franchise like a 5 or 6 out of 10 at best. I mostly consider it trash and mediocre, honestly. A franchise that's nothing too special and isn't really going to go down in history as an amazing game franchise. I'm sorry. All right, now I pissed off the Titanfall fans. Back to PS5 though. This Godfall, it looks like another Destiny or Anthem type game, and if that's what it's going to be, then count me the fuck out. Don't really care about that. It really looks like PS5 and the new Xbox One will launch with nothing worth getting until maybe a year or two down the road. Sad, but hey, that's what's happened with PS4. Remember, it was very similar. PS4 didn't get a must-have exclusive until early 2015 with Bloodborne, basically. You guys got to remember, PS4 launched in late 2013. So Xbox One, however, hasn't launched a single must-have exclusive, basically. So what a fucking joke that is. Oh, God, I hate that miserable console. I swear to God. Nothing worse than a console that's basically good for nothing. The Xbox One. Jesus. Okay, maybe I'm being a little unfair. The Xbox One controller is pretty dope in a lot of ways. The online service is one of the better ones, of course, and they technically have the most powerful console if you get the One X model. And I heard that Ori and the Will of the Wisps, or whatever, that indie-type game that came out recently that's only playable on, I think, Xbox One and PC right now. I heard that's not a bad game, so overall. So that's cool. That's something that Xbox kind of, sort of has, but like I said, you might as well just get it on PC if you can instead. But yeah, anyway, other than that, though, there isn't much reason to get an Xbox One, unfortunately. Hardcore gamers like me, who are actually all about the fucking games, are not really being catered to with the Xbox One console. Not really. So glad that this generation is almost over, and hopefully we can move on to bigger and better shit. Seriously. So yeah, like I said, here's to hoping the Xbox 4, or whatever the fuck it's called, isn't nearly as bad as the Xbox One. I don't have much faith, but I would love for it to not suck, you know? I know I shit on Microsoft a lot these days for obvious reasons, but I do want them to do a good job. I do want them to make us happy, you know? Something they seem to be really bad at doing lately, but just saying, you know? Like, I even heard that new Battletoads game isn't even all that great. I don't even know what's going on with that one. Is it even out yet? Like, Jesus Christ, I'm getting Metroid Prime 4 vibes with that one. My God. Hopefully Metroid Prime 4 actually happens soon, and it's good, and we get to play it before we all die. That would be nice. Oh well, whatever. And now this is the part of the video that's really boring. I'm going to talk about me. So yeah, I'm doing fine. Business as usual, working out great. Got some sick guitars. So yeah, I'm doing pretty wonderful, actually. My headaches are reducing, it feels. I've only had like 4 or 5 headaches this year so far, which is pretty good because I usually get like 2 or 3 every fucking week. But that's been kind of not really a thing lately, so that's awesome. It's the rest of the world that's having a lot of problems, not me, so I feel kind of guilty and shitty about it, you know? It doesn't feel right living in capitalism like I do and being one of its winners in a sense and seeing everyone around me struggle so much, or a lot of people anyway. And it's kind of a bitch. It's kind of shitty, you know? So, yeah, that's a thing. But anyway, I wanted to say, Sean's reviews. Hope you're doing well, dude. Stay safe and all that. I really dig your takes on movies and stuff like that. You're a big movie dude, and that must be kind of hard for you right now, considering the virus and all that shit. A lot of movie theaters aren't really, you know, that's a thing that's pretty fucked up. So yeah, good luck, man. Um, and I wanted to address Eric Lee. Um, are you still alive? Did the virus kill you yet? Like, we need to talk, bro. We need to talk. And recently my phone fucking died for good, and I had to get a new phone. So I lost a lot of info and shit, so that sucks. But whatever, it happens, right? But yeah, I haven't responded to your last comment, Eric, and it's been like almost a month, and I feel like a real shithead about it. So just like, please let me explain. Um, like that last week, I got that first week that went by. Like I wasn't feeling good. You know, I got pretty sick and shit. And then that next week, I got like really busy with like these crazy. I got like a $2,500 job and like this other $1,000 job, and then a bunch of smaller jobs. You know, so yeah, a lot of work. Then I had. Oh yeah, and then of course the election is going like dog shit between Bernie Sanders and Biden, and that's fucked. And yeah, that's been kind of stressing me out a little bit. I probably shouldn't pay attention to that depressing crap. It's kind of sad. Bernie Sanders is way better than Biden, but Bernie might actually lose to this fucknut, which is very, very depressing. And yeah, you know so much about Asian culture and dark history revolving society and Asian cultures, while I don't, and that means I often feel kind of stupid when talking to you about that stuff, Eric. I know I'm part Korean and I should know more about this stuff, but I don't, because I'm a bitch-ass American, Burger King Pepsi boy American. So even though I'm part Korean, I'm an American dude, you know. I was raised in America, you know, fucking shotguns and beer and air shows and big tits, you know. Like that's my fucking reality. You should meet my cousins, Sundance and Gator, you know. Jesus Christ. Um, so yeah, anyway, I hope you understand my embarrassment here, and I hope you don't shame me too much for being ignorant about that kind of stuff. And don't get me wrong, though, I do find it very interesting, but, you know, I'm always busy and stuff. But shit, yeah, I do find it very interesting, though. I love to compare their history to European history to American history, you know. And, man, it's interesting stuff, but goddamn, I gotta say, us humans, we're some really fucked up creatures, right? But anyway, Eric, I also like to give your responses a clear grasp, which kind of takes me some time to think about. And Jesus Christ, I just haven't had much time lately, you know. Maybe I should raise some of the prices at the shop. Maybe that'll make people fuck off more and give me some more free time. And stuff like this virus that could wipe us all out and shit, you know, like the fear of that. I feel like maybe it's a good thing if I get a little more free time, you know? Like, I got all these games I haven't played. I got all these guitars. I got all these animals. It would be nice to spend more time doing that shit than fucking working all the time, you know? Like a capitalist slave. Fucking, that shit blows. But, yeah, I still haven't even played Twilight Princess, the Zelda game. I still haven't played that shit. What the fuck am I doing? Goddamn. Making a dumbass YouTube video. But yeah, I don't want to die yet, you know? And I'm always working, and then if I one day simply die while working, then that sucks, man. So much I still wanted to do, but couldn't get a chance to, and then I died and never got to enjoy all that good stuff. So, yeah, I don't want that to happen, so I might need to make some life choices soon. But I can't stop working, man. I'm a workaholic. I'm a slave to the capitalist system in this world we live in. I got lucky landing a sweet job in this world of capitalism, and I'm pressured to work, and take advantage of my opportunity, which sadly means less time for actually kicking back and enjoying the little things that make up how wonderful life can be. So that sucks. So I know I'm making a lot of excuses, Eric, but some of these excuses are a thing, you know? Just saying. Remember, guys, it's a shitty world. You know, we got war, theft, sickness, pain, insanity, confusion, lies, rape, murder. Um, did I say slavery already? I don't know. Trafficking, you know, kidnapping, forced family separation, corruption, inequality, homelessness, racism, hunger, homophobia, xenophobia, transphobia, um, religious extremists, sexism, downright stupidity, mass pollution, excessive danger zones, wiping out precious animal species and plants and stuff, fucking talking loudly at the theater, you know, the most fucked up shit you can think of. And I think I just scratched the surface, but despite all these horrible problems, there's still things in life worth fighting for, worth living for, worth being there for. Like badass video games and fucking kick-ass gold-top Les Pauls, you know? Like, hell yeah. Kick-ass guitars. I mean, just look at this fucking thing. It's so nice. My God. Beautiful. 1996 Heritage Les Paul. Made just like the old school Les Pauls from the 60s and shit. H140 model. 59 style Seymour Duncan humbuckers. Fucking rosewood wood from the Goodwood years of Les Paul manufacturing out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. Love this fucking guitar. Badass as hell. Those frets feel really... Oh, I can't explain it. And I put locking tuners on it, and they look sick. And it's just the coolest fucking thing ever. Anyway, I'm getting distracted again by my amazing guitars. Jesus Christ. Oh, check it out, guys. I also got this bad boy here. Got this made up. This one right here. This guy is my gold Strat. It's like nothing but gold, sparkly, relic gold craziness going on it. And even on the back, I did like some Zelda kind of theming crap. What can I say? I'm a crazy Zelda person. But couldn't resist. It's basically a 100% gold Stratocaster. Totally awesome. It doesn't play as great as these other Strats that I have, but it's pretty good. I would give it like almost a 9 out of 10. And I'd give a lot of these other guitars almost 10s. No guitar is perfect, of course, but yeah. Pretty sick. I really like this green one, though. That one's fucking super badass. But, yeah, this gold one. Ooh, man. This thing's dope. Yeah, check it out. I got these gold-ass locking tuners on it. And I even got it all sparkling and shit. Sparkly gold on the headstock. Pretty sick. It's totally awesome. I don't know if the camera quality was that great, so you might not have been able to see it very good, but whatever. Anyway, what was I going to talk about? Yeah, Eric Lee. I hope you're doing well, you know. It sucks. I have to work all the time, of course. My job involves me touching a lot of people's clothes and shit. So I hope I don't get the virus. It's apparently much harder to transfer to an object and then have someone touch that object and get it that way, but still it can happen, so I don't want to be paranoid. I don't know. But you gotta take precautions, I guess. Man, that sounded fucking weird, right? My job is touching people's clothes. Like that sounded so fucked up. Anyway, I was talking to Jimmy Stangl about the fucking virus. I was just like, yeah, man, it's coming from Trump. It's the Trump virus, the T virus, like in Resident Evil. And then I was like, nah, Trump's not very good with umbrellas. That shit is fucking hilarious. I saw that joke. But yeah, seriously though, Eric, don't get the fucking virus. But yeah, if you're wearing a mask, that might help. I don't see why not. Allergies are also bad this time of year too, so some parts of the world have high smog counts and shit. So again, masks are useful. You might feel stupid when you wear one, and but honestly, it might help in a lot of situations. I was cleaning some of my animals, and shit like that can get kind of dusty. So the masks, they fucking help. And, like when you're raking up leaves and stuff, it can get a little dusty. Like there's a lot of pollen in the air. Like I live in Texas, and the oak pollen. So wear a fucking mask. Just some friendly advice. It can help you out. You breathe better. Just saying. And wash your face a lot. Wash your hands a good bit. Try to be sanitary. It feels good to wash your face more, like you really should do that. You can breathe better and you see a little better, and it's just refreshing. It really is. Um, but yeah, I'm going to recommend some YouTubers real quick that are pretty badass. Thought Slime, of course, he's awesome. Been watching the David Feldman show. That guy's hilarious. That guy's cool. The Humanist Report with that Mike dude, he's badass. He recently went through some fucking bullshit, so give that guy a break. He's badass, and I support what he's doing. That's for sure. Rational National with David Dole, that guy's cool. Majority Report is pretty cool most of the time. Yeah, these guys are all lefty types, so before any of you salt-right types give me any shit about those guys, just remember that if anyone's a moron here, you guys are the biggest fucking morons, and these channels I just listed actually try to stay in fucking reality, unlike you moronic fuck-ups who listen to dipshits like Soygon and Pim Tool, those fucking losers. But anyway, yeah, whatever, guys. I'm just saying, hang in there. I'm sorry. Ultimately, this, like I said about the fucking horrible viruses, at least in a way, it's bringing us together. We're in this one together. This virus thing fucks us all over. So if you're a giant asshole and you're a racist or whatever, yeah, fuck you. But now we got this one problem, and we're gonna have to get through it together. So fucking play ball, you piece of shit. Is what I'm trying to say, basically. Like this virus thing affects us all, and in a lot of ways, you're seeing a lot of people who hate each other put their differences aside a little bit and realize, hey, maybe we need to work together on this one if we want to make it out, And you are kind of seeing that. So I'm just saying that's a silver lining, Try not to look at life like it's completely dog shit. It's not. No matter how bad things get, there's always good stuff out there to live for. So, yeah. Yeah. I was going to, for the rest of this video, play like video game music and talk about how I feel about it and why I like certain video game songs and themes and stuff like that. But, yeah, I think I'll do it some other time. I don't feel like it. Right now I need to get a shower, and I'm going to play some fucking game. Probably more of that dumbass Duke Nukem 0 Hour. I'm still trying to get this shit fixed up, Like, so, yeah, working on that. But anyway, I guess I'll just end this video, but, yeah, so in conclusion, if I got anything wrong in this video, sorry, I'm a jackass, whatever. Have a good one and all that shit, and I'll make another dumbass video like this one probably in, I don't know, 3, 4, or 5 months. It seems like it's taking me longer and longer. I think I'm becoming a crappier YouTuber as time goes on. Like, I just get lazier and lazier at making content. Like, I don't think it could get much worse. But yeah, if society is still existing by that time, and I'm still alive and not wiped out by this horrible virus, and society doesn't collapse by then, I'll probably make another video like this in that amount of time. But anyway, yeah, cool shit. Hang in there, everybody, and remember, it's not all that bad. And yeah, do the right thing. Try to look after one another and try not to fuck up too much. Is all I can say. All right. Yeah, that's it. See ya.